Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Overcoming Graduation with Brian Drury, a show where I work to teach you everything I wished I'd known about life to help you graduate to the next level in your own. Today is another installment of the Morning Commute, a new series I'm doing where I take my drive to work in the morning to share a short but powerful message with you to help you kick your day off on the right foot. If you are interested in taking your life to the next level, getting clarity on what it is you want to do, understanding why you're doing the things you're doing in your life, and then getting a clear action guide in 1 hour on how to start making that dream life a reality, I'd love for you to contact me at either overcominggraduation.com/coaching or email me directly at brian@overcominggraduation.com. That is a 1 hour free clarity session to help you get clear on what you want, why you want it, and how you can start creating it today. Today's morning commute, we have a fun lesson. And today's lesson is this: I want to be like everyone else. When I was thinking back to my childhood and even adolescence, teenage years, there is such a deep desire for belonging that permeated pretty much everything I did. And as I was younger, that desire for belonging and acceptance was so intense that I would often compromise who I was or not speak my truth because I was afraid I would lose even the mild level of acceptance that I had. For so long, I thought I want to be like other people. I want to like what they like. I want to be interested in what they're interested in. I want to talk the way they talk. I want to be a part of that group, because what I had in my head at the time was, if I'm with those people and if I'm in those groups, then I'll be happy. If you've never heard of the phrase destination fallacy or accomplishment fallacy, so it's the idea of I'll be happy when. It is this fallacy that isn't such a prevalent thing in our culture of, once I get that thing, get that job, get the girl, you name it. Just think of anything that we chase or pursue. If we put our happiness and our identity in that, then it becomes this very dangerous trap, because we don't realize that by seeking our happiness in an accomplishment, a thing, or a person, it's a very dangerous and unstable foundation for happiness. Because you might get a little bit of happiness when you get the thing. You might get some happiness as you work towards it. But the second you lose it, or the second that you realize that that thing really wasn't what's going to make you happy and that it's an internal game, you think getting a Maserati is going to ultimately finally make you happy and clear. So you work and work and work. And most of the people who have a Maserati are working for decades to get there, maybe most of their life. And then they finally are close to retirement and they buy the Maserati and they realize it had nothing to do with the Maserati. It had everything to do with what's inside of them. And then they go, oh shit, I was working my whole life for something and it ended up being wrong. What I have heard more and more as I've talked to more and more people, and higher level people, and what I mean by that is people who have achieved certain levels of success in either physical fitness, in business, both, in travel, in corporate world. I've talked to people over and over and over again to try and kind of cull the ideas that are meaningful, the lessons that are valuable. And one of the most common ones is the money, the prestige, and the fame, and the external adoration are not the things that bring true joy in life. And what's crazy is that contradicts what our society tells us so dramatically. And we hear, like, you might hear me saying and go, yeah, but that's wrong, because I know when I'm a rich, famous celebrity that I'll be happy. What I think is interesting is most people don't pause for 2 seconds to look at our rich, famous celebrities and see what their lives are really like. And I'm not saying I know Kim Kardashian, but I see enough of the shit on social media or just hear people talking about it to know life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. And here's an even more interesting thing. This is something I've experienced in my own life, because destination fallacy catches me, has caught me several times. So now I'm working to do that internal work, do that deep inner game, understand why I'm doing what I want to do, and then take action on it, not as a desire to achieve something or earn something or get something, but in a desire to continue to grow and share messages that empower people. But the interesting thing is, we look at these celebrities And we go, no, I'm going to be happy then, I'm going to be happy then. But these celebrities have everything we think we want. Money, fame, prestige, cars, houses, like everything that we're told to want and chase. And yet they're miserable. Kyle C. says there's a reason so many celebrities turn to drugs and alcohol or religion is because they get what we think we all want. They get the things that we're told, if you have these things, you're happy, you're peaceful, you're gonna feel just confident as fuck, you're gonna feel so good, and people are gonna want to be you, and like the people are gonna want you, people are gonna want to be you, it's gonna be everything. And they get there and they don't have that. They're not happy, they're not peaceful. A lot of times people chase money so much they create chaos and stress and do anything and everything for money because they think that's going to be their happiness. And then they get there and they're like, son of a bitch, I have more money than I know what to do with, and I still don't feel like it's enough, and I still don't feel connected to the people I want to be because I let my relationships fall apart for money. And now what? So a lot of people want to escape. They go to drugs and alcohol because that's a quick numbing, that's a quick escape, that's just let me get away from this harsh reality that I don't want to face, versus take a look at it, reevaluate, and shift. Because it's never too late. People go, oh, but I'm older, I'm this, it's too late. It's never too late. I know people, I've heard stories of people, I know people who have done it in their 50s, 60s, 70s. Like, it's not a matter of age, it's a matter of your commitment to the decision. But so, drugs and alcohol is the one route. Another route is often religion, where people say, I'm realizing that all these things I was chasing aren't what it's all about. So maybe there's something deeper in the spirituality, maybe there's something deeper inside me. And whether you do that journey through religion or not, that is what I have heard consistently, person after person, successful person, and truly happy people that I see as truly happy. When I say successful, I mean mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial. Like they have it across the board. Doesn't mean always, doesn't mean every day, doesn't mean all the time, but they have significantly more of it in their life than they used to, and significantly more than most people. So when I think back to when I was a kid, wanting to be like everyone else, I've heard on podcasts they talk about that we are tribal creatures, and that back in the day, you think caveman days, whether or not you believe in that, but the metaphor still works. Back in caveman days, if we were ostracized from the tribe or rejected from the tribe, that meant death. So you have this small group of people that keeps each other safe, makes food, hunts, etc. And all of a sudden you get rejected from the group, and therefore now you have to go out into the wilderness on your own and fight saber-toothed tigers and stuff all by yourself. When that happens, you're in a rough spot. You're not going to last very long. So there's a part of our brain that goes, if I get rejected from the tribe now, that I will die. So we're willing to do just about anything at times to stay in the tribe. And what that often looks like is putting on a mask. Not saying what we're really thinking or feeling, because we think if people knew what I really thought, they'd never accept me. We don't express our real interests. We try to take on interests that we think other people have, the other people in the group. We try to model people we think others like or others emulate. And what all of that leads to is a feeling of emptiness, because no matter how much you chase somebody else's dream, someone else's reality, when you realize that even if you got the respect and adoration and stuff that that person you were emulating seems to have, you start to resent yourself and those people, because you're like, this isn't who I am. And what's really interesting, guys, is something that I want you to really pay attention to, because this was critical for me, and it's something I constantly have to remind myself of, is if you think someone else is causing an emotion in you, the reality is it is inside of you. It's not their fault. It's the choice that you're making and how to react and how to respond. If you think, man, people are so fake, well, you're probably being pretty fake. If you think, damn, why does everyone gossip all the time around me? Well, are you getting involved in the gossip? Are you leaning in going, oh my God, I know, right? Like, and building on that story. Are when people are inactive, are you surrounding yourself with active people? Are you being as active? Because what I have noticed in my own life is when I am the most judgmental is when I'm the most insecure, or when I'm trying to hide from my own mistakes, flaws, incongruencies, or just when I'm not stepping up and acting in integrity and owning it and saying, hey, you know what? Said I was going to do a workout, didn't do it in the morning, going to do it in the afternoon, we're going to make this happen. It's catching ourselves in these lies and catching ourselves in the common stories that we think will make us happy. It's the things we think are going to give us not just accomplishment, but fulfillment in life. It's checking ourselves because no one else is going to do it for you. How do you know if you're doing it right or wrong? Well, how good does life feel? Life generally feels good when you're on task, you're working towards your purpose, you're connecting with great people, you're taking time to take care of yourself, you're eating good things, you're sleeping, you're doing the things that you need to. Now, notice I said life is good, it's not perfect. Because a lot of people get the misconception. Here's another big lie. And learning about this from either, like I said, reading podcasts and connecting with these people, of high-level people, is the idea that there's going to be something that you find that is going to make you jump out of bed every single day feeling thrilled and stoked and just motivated. And guys, here is an interesting realization I had. What we're really looking for when we live in that reality, when we're working towards that, what we're really working towards is trying to have life be easy. All we're doing is saying, I want it to be easy so I don't have to work for it anymore. I don't have to overcome anything. I don't have to struggle. And what's the interesting thing we always talk about on this show about struggle? If it's given to you, it is so easy to not appreciate it. Doesn't mean you won't. Doesn't mean you don't have to. And doesn't mean you never will appreciate it. But most people, when they find themselves given something, don't appreciate it. Think about the free giveaways. Think about things they give out at concerts. Think about something that is just handed to you. We might go, oh, cool, and be really excited about it, really stoked for a minute. And then we play with it and we show our friends. But there's a point of, when you start to get too many things like that in your life, when it starts to become too easy, you go, what the hell am I doing? I'm not challenged by anything. I'm not overcoming anything. Why am I doing this? So, instead of wanting to be like everyone else, instead of wanting to have it all be easy and have it just come easily, we have an option and we have a choice to embrace the struggle, the challenge, the uncertainty, the darkness, the light, the ups and downs, the real truth of life. That's what it comes down to, is that life is going to have these ups and downs. Life is going to have good moments and bad moments. Life is going to have struggle. And think about it, guys. If it was that easy, just using an example like exercise, even some of the best world-class athletes in the world, they don't love it every day. They love the feeling, they love the result, they love being able to do incredible things with their bodies as a result of the work they've done. But a lot of people don't enjoy the process. Which, again, that's even something where, or you know what, maybe not the process, because I know most world-class performers find a way to enjoy the process. That is something that is definitely true, but maybe not initially. Maybe not they're springing out of bed like ready to go, but once they get into it, they're in their zone. Because I know for me, once I get to the gym, I'm happy I'm there, and I feel good being there. But a lot of times, it's just getting started. So, instead of trying to be like everyone else, instead of trying to make things easy, let's embrace the reality that life is going to have challenge, and let's get excited about that. Because these challenges are chances for us to show us what we're made of and show us what we're capable of, and to earn things in life, not just sit there and wait for someone to hand it to us. Because the great thing about earning it is you create that, and you drive that, and you actively push that forward. When you wait for somebody else to give it to you, it's up to them. Maybe they'll give it to you in a day, maybe they'll never give it to you. So I don't want your happiness. I don't want your peace. I don't want your love. I don't want your success. I don't want your accomplishment. I don't want your fulfillment in anybody else's hands but your own. You guide that ship. You write that narrative. You tell that story. So today, what is one thing you can do to let go of trying to be like someone else? What is one thing you can do to shed that mask and take a step towards the truth in you? What is one thing you can do to embrace the struggle and really challenge yourself in a way that's going to push you to grow into the person you know you are, you know you're meant to be, and you know you want to be? I love you all. Thank you all for listening to today's episode of the Morning Commute on Overcoming Graduation. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or on Stitcher so you get the most up-to-date information and the newest episodes right in the palm of your hand. If you would like to set up, don't know why I got that like 1980s robot voice. If you would like to set up a coaching call with me, you can fill out your coaching form at overcominggraduation.com/coaching, or you can reach out to me directly at brian@overcominggraduation.com. And again, as always, if you have feedback on the show, recommendations for episodes, any feedback you'd like to give, be sure to reach out to me at brian@overcominggraduation.com. I love you guys. Have a great day, and go out, be you, let go of the masks, and let's celebrate today.